femme queens to the rescue. Fuck all the haters and mental. They know we rise like the temp do. The devil work hard and he'll tempt you, but baby, you got this. Flashing on all of your products.
First of all, and if you watching this, because let me tell y'all something, we've been having 100 views on these videos. I think the other one got 60, 70, but that don't reflect in our subscriber count. So if you're watching this right now, I need you to go hit that little like button and hit the subscribe button. It don't take nothing. It does not cost you anything to like and subscribe and leave a comment. It doesn't cost you anything but a few seconds. Hey y'all, welcome back. This is episode 3 of the Excuse Me podcast. I'm Tay.
I'm JeJuan.
And I'm Semaj.
Semaj, honey, where's the energy? Where's the energy?
Y'all took it from me. It from me.
How do we take it from you? We're just now starting the foolishness.
What did you say? You see, y'all missed the conversation beforehand. What was that singing thing you did, JeJuan?
Praise
the Lord.
I'm free. We need to be set free.
We do.
Praise the Lord.
Here he goes singing again. Singing again.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Okay, Christina Aguilera, all them runs. And
not Aguilera.
Christina Algebra, whatever her name is.
Algebra.
No, you will not disrespect the icon queen like that, okay?
The queen of what? Screaming at the top of her lungs.
You're already choosing violence, and we're 1 minute in.
She chooses violence.
She cleared the girls.
She chooses violence every time she opens her mouth.
And you're absolutely
and proceeds to do all those riffs and runs and theatrics.
That's violence in voice. Yeah.
The theatrics.
Yeah.
The theatrics. You can't even understand her because she don't enunciate because she too busy going up and coming down and going back up again.
Yeah.
JeJuan,
She's a mixture. Listen, she's a mixture of what y'all do to Jennifer Hudson, SZA, and who else don't enunciate? Everybody else.
Ariana.
She's the mixture. You take all of them and mix them into a pot. Christina Algebra. There you go.
Wait, what did TSA? Christina Algebraic.
Wait, who was that? That rings a bell.
Wendell.
Yeah. Bartholomew.
Okay. James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah. Yeah. Jill.
I can't.
Early on. It's too early, y'all.
No student loans.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into today's episode. So who wants to bring us in with today's topic?
Can I bring us in with today's topic? Because I think that'll lead on into everybody else, like a little slide and slope. Okay. Can I do it?
I'm pretty sure you're used to that. Go ahead.
I'm not, but we know you are.
We know you are, Miss Ting.
Am I?
Put them back on because you know you can't see.
Because Rory's supposed to. And where's yours? Because we know you can't see as well.
Baby, I have 20/20. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. We're going to go to that. We're going to go to that. When you get here to Houston, we're going to go to that eye test and see.
I can see.
And see where you can see.
I can see. I can see.
We see each other.
We see each other. We see the Barney City. Yeah, we see each other. But
go ahead and get on this topic.
And will. Anyways, we were talking about last week. I want to talk about Black gay representation in the mainstream media. And I first wanted to start off with entertainment, of course. So I wanted to talk about shows like Noah's Ark, movies like The Skinny, movies like Blackbird, right?
Yes.
Blackbird.
Sunday Church, Paris is Burning.
Okay,
Brother to Brother, Pariah, Nas and Malik.
Mm-hmm.
Moonlight.
Wow.
It's so many of them though. I have a list. I have a list.
True. I'm also talking about not solely. I'm also not talking about not solely.
LGBTQ
Black gay films.
LGBTQ characters in films.
Yeah, characters as well. So like Lafayette and True Blood, rest in peace, Nelson Ellis. I'm also talking about what is his name? Wow, shame on me. I said Nelson Ellis. P Valley, Uncle Clifford. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about, I don't know the actor's name. Wow, I'm horrible. That's his name, Michael Williams, and he played the gay dad in Lovecraft, and he also played a gay character in that one show where it's like a lot of crime. Wire, The Wire, I think.
The Wire.
And he also played a gay character in The Wire. So let's talk about that and just elaborate on that, y'all. So what was y'all's first show, or what was y'all's first movie that y'all seen that you seen represented on screen?
Look at that.
Okay, so this actually was a show, but okay, so it was called
is it the one you going to with the
LA Complex?
Yes.
LA Complex? Yes,
LA
that
Complex.
was mine. That was mine.
So it was the LA Complex, but then like literally right after that, the same day I started watching LA Complex, I saw Degrassi as well.
Yes,
so it was
Degrassi.
Like, wow.
Yes, we're here.
So we see each other.
No,
so the LA Complex, once I started watching it, I got on YouTube because I was like, okay, I don't want to watch all these episodes. So they had like an hour and 50-minute episode of just like the two gay characters, their pretty much story.
Right.
And I think it was important for me to see that because at that age, it kind of terrified me of DL culture. So wanting, like how some people go through that phase of, I want a DL man, whatever the case might be. I joke about this all the time. And okay, I'm going to be transparent. Of course, I would say some of us, we do interact with DL men. But me in general, like, it's not something that I seek out. If it happens, it happens, which is probably less than like 3 times that I could count on my hand. But other than that, that movie that show really traumatized me to DL culture and associating myself in that space or whatever the case may be. So it was LA Complex, and then, like I said, Degrassi, which was like phenomenal because I could relate to Degrassi. You know, those high school students. At that time, I think I was in 8th grade, so I was getting ready to go to high school. Right. So it just opened my eyes to the reality of high school and how to navigate that space.
Yeah. Semaj, what about you?
That's my same thing. I think when my mom was pregnant with my sister, I was in the 5th grade, and that's when I started watching Degrassi. And so I think seeing Degrassi as a whole, just talking about a plethora of things, really opened my eyes. And then LA Complex, I stumbled upon the first episode, the pilot, and I watched it every single week. And then I went back and I watched that hour and 50-minute because I just love that storyline. Because I think it was so different from, I mean, of course they had like those tropes that they continue to put in, but there was still that level of like, I'm not going back to that DL man and him finding another guy and then that guy saying that you're not going to be, you know, this down low person for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just going to say about like the LA Complex, the thing that I did like about it, because like Semaj said, it's a lot of tropes and stereotypes. But I like how he was a Black gay journalist. So he was really following this artist, and it was like difficult for him because he's this like feminine, like presenting man. He's small and kind of shy and closed off. And he's inside of this hip hop, like he's at this record label with these men who are like street dudes, and it's this hardcore rap, hardcore rapper dude that he following. So it really just like shows you that contrast of two different like lifestyles and how he's trying to navigate this space and things like that. And I think that's something that I could relate to because at this time, we were staying in Dallas. I went to Xcuse High School. If you're from Dallas and you know what Xcuse High School is, you know, like, that's like, it's tough. So for me to see like him navigating that space and how he had to like conform to certain things or kind of how he had to step back a few steps. And then he got to this one point where it's just like, I don't care. That's who I am, whatever the case may be. It's just like, it was important for me to see that and be like, okay, this is like cool. Because once I went from Dallas school districts to Duncanville, it made me embrace myself more and be more proud to be who I was.
Yes. And I love that because the first time I seen any type of representation, any type of show like that, and I'll never forget it. It was such an iconic moment. I went to my grandma's house, and my aunt, she is gay, and I was spending the night. I think it was like a summer. I would go to Chicago every summer, every winter to spend time with my grandmas and, see the whole family, do the whole, family reunion and stuff like that. And I remember sleeping in her room this one time, and I just could not go to sleep, right? So I was searching through her movie collection, and I seen this one DVD. It said Noah's Ark. I'm like, who is this?
Wow.
You seen it was Daryl, it was Alex, it was, the whole cast. And I was sitting there like, okay, why he got this scarf on? His hair looks amazing. Everybody's looking so good. And I was like, damn, this might be a show I might want to watch, So she had disc 1 and she had, disc 2. So like season 1, season 2. So I popped in season 1. I kid y'all not. I binge watched that whole series that whole night. Finished season 1, season 2. When I tell you I got done, I was sitting there like.
And you never do that.
Wow.
And I never do that. And mind you, this was like around the time, maybe I was 12, I want to say. It was like when I was, not little, but I was little.
Yeah.
But when I seen that, I was like, this really shocked me.
Yeah.
The whole thing about going from DL man to being proud of who you are to having actual true love,
right.
Sex.
It was the gay friend group for me.
It was the friend group.
Right.
It was the whole dynamic. It was everybody had a different life. Everybody had a different personality. Everything was shown. The representation was so powerful.
The storyline.
The storylines were so good. And you could, Noah and Wade, like that love story.
Yeah.
That wasn't any type of love story, any average love story at the time back then, So that was important for me to see too, because I'm like, wow, maybe I can love, maybe somebody will love me like how I can love somebody else,
Yeah.
There's actual love out there, and I can be who I want to be. In the episode, Noah was, they were in drag one episode, grand episode, by the way. They were in drag, they were in drag that episode, and then he switched up every episode. It was a different hairstyle, a different type of clothing. Like he wasn't
different
scared.
fashions,
different fashions, different
yes.
locations. Everything was so damn good.
It was.
And
I think
felt so good.
That's the thing that me and Tay were talking about on the phone. I think Noah's Ark really...
It set the tone.
It set the tone, and I think they did it in such like a timeless way, and it was very sophisticated. And there was no very like stereotypical... I think that show is probably the first that we've seen, like you said, a gay friend group, number 1. And then number 2, everybody in the friend group is a different type. I don't want to say a different type of gay, but like they all represented somebody in the community.
Patrick Ian Polk in general
is a genius.
He is, because even going from Noah's Ark to watching The Skinny, like that friend group, like, and I like, that's another story I like because it dives into a lifestyle that I think back in the 2000s and still to this day, it's important for us to still acknowledge that safe sex practices and things of that nature.
Wow, it touched on that too.
Right. And
safe sex.
That's why I like that, because it's just like you get to this friend group, they're coming together to go to Pride, like the Pride weekend or whatever. It's Jussie Smollett, cannot remember characters' names. Jussie Smollett, he like inviting his friends down. They're all graduates at different like points in their lives and careers and whatever the case may be. It's the friend, I can't remember his name, the taller, light-skinned gay dude.
Okay.
He's a graduate as well, but he's going through that struggling career where he had to move, point of his life, where he moved back to Atlanta. He's staying at home with his parents, and he's just struggling to get off, like to actually get into a career. Because I want to say he was more so the creative one. I'm not sure. I have to rewatch it again. But yeah, it was just like different.
It was in different areas.
It was some professional shit. But yeah, I liked it. And then like it got to that trauma point of, the club, and he wants to, he's saving himself for this guy who's like very sexually sexually active and you know he lives this life and whatever the case may be, and it's like foreshadowing kind of like that point, he's going to hurt you, and then you know that I don't want to give it away if nobody has seen it, because I feel like everybody should go watch this. This is like this is one of those like, okay, I would say this is one of those Black queer like cult classics. Like Yeah. Patrick Ian Polk, just whatever he creates, whatever he has his hands on,
amazing.
It's a queer cult classic.
And let's also talk about his movie Punks. He did create Punks, and also he did. Was that the movie? It was Punks, right?
It was Punks.
Yes, the independent film. And then to top it off, all of these things that happen, they're independent. There's no major. There's no type of major backing to this. So for these stories to come, how they come, and it be independent and self-written, self-directed, this and that, it made it just.
And I just want to
icing on the cake.
Going back to what Semaj was talking about, because this is kind of what we talked about with JeJuan too, when we were talking about this topic. Like, I would say there is a contrast between like older LGBTQ representation and our films back then than now. I wouldn't necessarily say, okay, my whole thing is whether back then or now, you could find lots of films that were sexual. But I do want to say that I feel like
sexual. It was no balance.
It's no balance at all, because I want to say now, like, you have Signal 23 TV and stuff like that. You have all of these great shows. They're good shows. I don't want to take that away from.
Trade.
Okay.
They're filled with. Okay, this is the thing. It's not monumental. It's not shaking the table. It has the potential to do a lot more, but I think it takes away from the actual show, and it takes away from that experience, and it takes away from that positive the image that needs to be shown, because it's so saturated with porn stars and sex scenes and things of that nature, and it's like,
where's the storyline? Where's the meat?
Where's the love?
Where's the potatoes?
The careers? The quality. The quality. It's so much more.
I'm sorry we being mean, but where's the budget?
You hire all these because they wasted all that money on them porn stars.
Yeah. And no, I wouldn't even say that, because you could have a quality project with the iPhone. With just this standard equipment. It's like y'all try to hurry up and churn this stuff out to get it out there to get that money.
Right.
So you're rushing through things. You're not paying attention to details.
It's very Tyler Perry.
It is Tyler Perry.
Baby, now Tyler Perry on another level, honey.
But Tyler Perry has the budget to do that.
Right.
They don't.
Yeah.
When you don't have that budget, when you don't have that crew, when you don't have that
financial backing,
yes, you need to
show.
And you need to be very detail oriented. You have to be detail oriented. You have to pay to the quality of what you're putting out. You have to invest in yourself, and that's the thing. People don't want to invest, and you could tell who is like, this is what they are. I mean, this is what they want. This is what they want to do career-wise. This is what they're passionate about. Because people, when you write a script, let me just say this, because me and JeJuan write scripts. Semaj, have you written a script before? Or
I do not.
Okay, well, I think me
and
that's not my ministry.
I don't do that. What is that?
But no.
You've never done that before.
Never heard of that. Never felt that.
Never seen that.
But no, well, he could probably still relate after I say it. But JeJuan, you know, like when you write a script and you put blood, sweat, and tears and take your time to produce this body of work, and you're seeing this vision in your head, and you're envisioning how you want it to look in real life and whatever the case may be, you're not going to take this beautiful script that you know, like you done wrote this and like, dang, this is award worthy. This is my name. This is what I want people to look at and know that this is me. You're not gonna take that and pick up this foggy camera that's giving you 2001 and go ahead.
It's giving you 10, not even 1080p. It's giving you.
It's giving you 360p. It's giving you bootleg. It's giving you bootleg.
It's giving you walk across the camera.
Like you took that camcorder in the back of the movie theater and was like, yeah. That's what it's giving. So when you really are passionate about this, when you know that this work that you created is worth Moonlight quality, that's what you're going to invest in. And it's the thing, like, it's so many platforms to where you can network and get that budget.
Shout out to HBO.
Yeah.
Shout out to HBO because wow. Who else am I forgetting? Who else am I forgetting?
HBO.
Ooh. That's it.
That's all. No.
Yo. Come on. Can we give the girls some? Come on. Give the other girls some time.
HBO. And listen.
And no, because JeJuan don't even know. Talk about, can we give the girls what?
This is why I'm saying HBO. HBO gives people the budget that they deserve.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's diverse. They give
Vice.
you.
I like Vice.
Vice.
Okay. Yeah.
Vice
Okay.
Is the shit. Oh my god.
Because they give you the budget and they give you quality. They're going to help you. And they want to tell diverse stories. They want to give diverse creators platforms and things like that. And that's what I like about HBCO and Vice too, because I watch Vice.
We know what you meant, but he just had to call it out.
They would have came for you in the comments talking about some HBCO.
HBCO. It's the
HBCO.
You said HBCO.
Yeah.
Girl, I was probably thinking HBCU in my head, girl.
Yeah. Now, child, I wanted to say this. Last night, you know what I watched, Tay?
What?
Sunday church. Or it's Saturday church.
Saturday church, yeah.
Yes. I watched that and
is that a movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's with
Please
MJ
watch
Rodriguez and
Yes.
Shout out, I'm sorry, I didn't bring it up earlier. Shout out to Pose.
Yes.
Pose, yes.
But yeah, it has MJ Rodriguez and her daughter.
The girl that plays Angel. I can't remember her name.
Okay.
From
Pose.
I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
What is it?
No.
No.
It's my man in there too. My man in there.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, HBO, like, I've done such a great job at representation. Now, let me ask this. Why do we not see that type of, I want to say, like, it's not being pushed anymore.
Because we no longer have.
It's not a spurt of.
What do you mean? What is not being pushed anymore?
I feel like we don't have that Noah's Ark, the skinny. We don't have that anymore.
We don't have any creators that push that anymore. But I will say this. I'm not going to say that. Because we have Blackbird, we have Moonlight, we have Saturday Church. I think I think these platforms aren't giving that space to more LGBTQ creators that create this content.
And I think it's
with the culture that we bring.
But I think it's a cycle. I think it's a cycle. I think back in the day, I think the stories that were told, like Noah's Ark and the documentary of Marsha P. Johnson and all of these like films and stuff that were put out. I think now that we have Signal 23 TV and all of these other spaces, it's either A, you have your space. So create your films on your space. If you're able to create it, then you don't need us. And then number two, I think it's also like Signal 23 TV of pushing this narrative of sex and all of these things. I don't think they want to go ahead and push forward with it because I think some of us in our own community are pushing this narrative that they believe that we are. And that's all about sex and all about all of this. And so I don't think they really want those stories. And that's why I congratulate the people who made Moonlight and Lena Waithe for creating these types of nuanced stories that are just gay characters and not about.
And I think it's important for like these people, because I know Lena Waithe does this. Once you get to that space, opening the door for other creators that you know are worthy of telling their own stories. And that's why I love Lena Waithe. Lena Waithe has made a platform for this. Lena Waithe has created the space for creators to sit down and share stories of how they went from here, because she was a production assistant. So they sat down and have told the stories of how I went from this to actually calling the shots and telling my own stories and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to think that we're saying that there aren't these creators out here. They are out here.
Yeah, they're out here. But
Yeah,
they're
and they're very much so creating. Like I said, I just think it's hard for us you have to actively go out and search for this stuff, because when I discovered Saturday Church, when I discovered so many of these other like movies, I'm having to go on Google, Black LGBTQ films, and I'm literally having to scroll through tons of articles, tons of things. You have to go to different platforms, Amazon Prime, all these different platforms, you have to pay for these things. So it's kind of hard, because when you think of these streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, and things like that, they don't create that platform to give those content creators a space to where they can exist in the mainstream. And it's partially on them, these platforms, because these are streaming services. There isn't a reason why you can't give a platform to these shows, because you have these people there. And what upsets me is you have these shows that throw in a Black queer character or a Black LGBTQ character, and very much so like
say it's diverse.
It's pointless. It's pointless because
it's inclusive.
Yeah, because you watch it and it's like, this character is stereotypical. It's nothing but stereotypical lifestyle, and it's making people look at us and create these narratives in their heads like we're problematic, we're drama filled.
Where every gay that it's seen on television is feminine.
Yeah,
so
we're promiscuous.
We're this character,
we're promiscuous and things of that
crazy?
nature.
You know what's insane? I wanted to ask y'all this too, because I know we talked about Love, Simon. Look at Tay. Tay rolled his eyes. Wait.
I found another network. FX.
Okay.
Oh, FX. Yeah. FX.
Yeah.
What Logo TV?
Listen.
Listen.
Because they've died. I'm sorry, but they have completely died down. The only
they did die down.
The only thing that I will go to Logo for is RuPaul.
Yeah, but no, this is the thing, because when I started watching,
and when they
Noah's Ark, when I was watching Noah's Ark, that's where I was watching it from, was Logo TV.
Yeah,
and so I do want to say that Logo has they have the platform, they have the finances to create a diverse space of LGBTQ content. It's just really whitewashed. It's whitewashed. Yeah. It's not diverse. If you go Google Logo TV right now, you're going to see white, and RuPaul. And you want to know why you see RuPaul? Because RuPaul is whitewashed. And that's okay. Ooh. That's okay. But this is the thing. It is important for these people in these positions to acknowledge the lack of diversity and want to create that diversity. But at the same time, it's important for us to come together. For us to come together, because we're able to realize these things and being able to build our own platforms. The thing is, it's always the budget. It's always the budget, because you could have a Patrick Ian Polk and these prominent LGBTQ figures. They can create something like a Logo TV for Black LGBTQ content creators, where we could have these Black stories and we could have these narratives being pushed. It's just like, we're content and we're not speaking about it enough.
Well, that's why I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was gonna say, you know what? I think it's very, very, very. And I see you, because I see you. Okay, this isn't a conspiracy theory. I see you. These networks, this whole Black Lives Matter movement, and this whole thing of all the companies are getting rid of,
performative.
All these companies are like, we're getting rid of these white racist shows, and we're all about inclusiveness, and HBCU grads are welcoming you, and we're going to do this, and we're going to show more Blacks, and we're going to show more Asians.
Where is it? Where is it now?
Because that's the thing. I really want people to understand that we run it. Number one, I think consumers in general run it.
Clear the table
and then I think
now. We run this. The reason why y'all are doing this
Hold on. Semaj.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Let me pull back.
We be throwing our little sister under the rug.
Yes, it's y'all too.
Somebody listen.
Support me.
Somebody was like,
somebody was
in the comments, somebody was like, I like Semaj. He just be sitting there vibing. I'm like, girl.
Because support. No, like, yeah, let me get this out. Let me get my points out. Number one, I would like to say, number one, I would like to say is that we run this, consumers run this, and number two, Black people run this. And as soon as we stop giving them money, stop giving them space and opportunity to do this to us, they will continue to do it. The way we move, well, the way they move is very calculated, and it's based on how we move. And I think if we are able to speak up about this and say, no, this is not what is about to happen, then we're able to do that. I think with Issa Rae and talking to HBO about her being the showrunner of the show and her taking charge of the show. Because like Lena Waithe said, a lot of people create these shows and they sell them because you're literally selling your show to this company. And you sell your position in the company. And so you give it to somebody else to run it for you. And a lot of times your story gets lost in the shuffle. Same thing with Lovecraft Country. This white man wrote the show. He said he wanted to write the show years ago. And network said no. So he said, well, how can I write this story? He wrote a book. The book was, I don't know. Oh, it was Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele found the book and read it and then spoke to Misha Green and said, hey, what do you think about this book? Misha Green said, we need to make this into a show. And the white man said, I needed Black people to add their perspective to this story because it's important. And he allowed Misha Green to be that person to elevate it. And so the things that she changed for Lovecraft Country, like making the main character, the little girl was originally a little boy. And she said, well, how we don't ever get to hear little girl stories. Whenever we talk about Black Lives Matter and people getting killed by police, we never talk about the women. And so what are we doing to shape and change these narratives? And so my question before was talking about Love, Simon. I think growing up, the only thing I saw was Degrassi and LA Complex. And then growing up, I didn't watch anything. I think the first LGBTQ film or show that I watched after that was Love, Simon. And that was the college years. So I didn't see any of that at the time that I think anybody else was watching it. Like you said, you were watching Noah's Ark. JeJuan introduced me to Noah's Ark in college. I was just about to say, I was like,
I remember I told you about that show and I was like, you need to watch this film, change your life.
And I did the same thing. I binge watched it that night.
And he loved it.
Loved it. So I think having white rom-coms and just the bigger scope of white rom-coms in general, whether that be straight or gay or whatever, that is often pushed. And I think what I think is really weird though, is that when we talk about gay rom-coms, they're always mask presenting. But they always shape this narrative that every gay person is femme.
Step on next.
And so what are you doing? There's a contradiction. Right.
This is what I noticed because even me and Semaj had this conversation where I was like, I was okay. I love the importance of Love, Simon, and then the spinoff.
Love, Victor.
I love Love, Victor because it gave the platform for a Hispanic gay boy to have a love story. And it was important for that community. But my whole thing with Love, Simon, and Love, Victor was, like Semaj said, these were very like masculine presenting movies. But at the same time, they were trope heavy. Because in Love, Simon, you're watching this white boy navigate this space. You know, he's in the closet navigating this space or whatever the case may be. And he's seeking out this other like DL person or whatever the case may be. But it's like, okay, it gives you with this storyline of if it's like creating this false narrative of if you love somebody hard enough.
Turn this man gay.
Yeah. And that's what it is to me.
Some type of what is that? It's like, is that some type of culture? Like you said, it's a trope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is. I feel like it's a culture with white gay films for that. Like for that to happen is if I can love this man enough and show him that we're the same, essentially, he can love me back and he'll want to be with me. And it's problematic because you have children watching.
Very.
You have younger kids watching this who are still trying to discover themselves, and they don't get that representation, and that's what they're seeing, and whatever the case may be. So they're seeing that, okay, if I abide by these heteronormative values and I do this and that right, this other masculine presenting man or whatever the case may be is going to love me, and I'm going to have my love story, and it's going to be great and fun.
And it's going to be just like the movies.
And people are going to love it and eat it up, and that's not the case.
That's not the case. This is
and it may be the case for a select few, but that is not the case for the group.
The whole.
The whole.
And that's
the whole.
That's why I like the show. I don't know if y'all have seen Tiny Pretty Things on Netflix, the Ballerina Show.
Mm-mm.
I watched a few episodes. My mom was watching it. Binge watched it.
You remember, okay, I'm going to just spill it. So if y'all ain't seen it, y'all can just skip through
it. No, I'm playing.
There's a character named Shane who's a femme presenting. What do you call the men in ballet? Like ballerinas?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ballerinas.
But he's I'm like, I don't know. I've never thought
ballerinas.
He's a femme presenting.
Okay.
He's a femme presenting man who participates in the art of ballet, and he ends up sleeping with this straight guy who has a girlfriend. And they're all friends. They all go to this school. It's only like 20 of them. So
the mess.
Yeah. So he urges him to do certain things, and he's like, I don't do that. And he was like, well, I do that. And so he's like constantly pushing himself on this guy. And the guy just takes it. And there's a point where the guy says, enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. And Shane gets really upset. And they have this whole sit down scene where this straight guy was like, you're going to find somebody that loves you for you. So instead of trying to push your ways on me, use that effort to find somebody for yourself. And he ends up doing that.
Not declared him.
Indeed.
And ends up, the girl finds out, the girl finds out, breaks up with her boyfriend. I don't think it was necessarily over that, but they broke up. And he was crying, and the gay guy, Shane, came over and was like, you did the right thing. You broke it off with me because you knew it was the best thing for you and the best thing for me. And he ended up finding somebody else that he really liked. And so that's what I liked about that particular segment, is it wasn't just like, I'm pushing up on you and then I can make you love me and then we're moving on. They actually had an actual sit down, and I think that was very personal to me. Look at Tate. Very personal to me.
No, listen, it's because him telling that story, it just made me think of another show that I feel like everybody needs to go watch. It's called Giants on Netflix. I mean, it's called Giants on YouTube. I love this show. So basically, Giants.
Okay.
Yes, I watched it.
You watched
it's by Issa Rae. Yes, it's by Issa Rae. Look at JeJuan.
Giants is by Issa Rae.
It's so good. Yeah, Issa Rae Productions. She produced it.
I thought hold on.
It's on her YouTube channel. Yeah, it's called Giants. And
no,
Issa
I don't think it's by her.
No, she didn't write it or anything. She just produced it.
Oh, okay. But I want to make sure I'm getting it out there. Oh, James Bland. So the writers are James Bland, and I love this lady, Vanessa Baden.
On BET Plus. It's on BET Plus.
I think they just got.
Oh yeah, it just got moved to BET Plus. Yeah.
Okay.
It was on YouTube like 2-3 years ago.
But yes, y'all, if you haven't watched Giants, go watch it, because it's a dynamic. It's they're going through, like, I would say all of them are going through kind of like a quarter life crisis. They're supposed to be in their late 20s or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
All of them went to school together. They were real good friends. They roomed together, or I don't know if they're rooming together now or two.
It looks good. The quality looks amazing.
It's
great.
The lead, James Bland, and the co-star Vanessa, I think they stay together. They used to be like a thing and they broke up, but they still stay together. They're cool. They have this gay friend, and so they're all navigating life or whatever. And it comes a time where the gay friend, he's still dealing with necessarily owning his sexuality, but people know gay. And he is dealing with this open man, and they're talking, whatever the case may be. And the man basically tells him that I can't be with you because I have reached a level in my acceptance. I accept myself. I love myself, and I love my life and who I am. And he was like, you haven't reached that yet. And he was like, I can't help you reach that point. You have to do that on your own. That's your own journey. And so they break up. This man goes on to live his own life or whatever the case may be. And he's sitting there realizing this. And I can't wait for this new season because I know it's going to give. I want to see that story turn out, because that was something, that's a message that I realize is important for a lot of like gay men, but really like everybody in the community. You can't love anybody openly until you love and accept yourself openly. And you have to reach a certain level of comfortability within yourself before you can fully embrace loving somebody else. And be proud to love somebody else. And truly be a partner and support, like a confidant to your partner. And I watched that. I had to keep rewinding it. And it's also this poem in there when she's in therapy, Semaj. I don't know if you watched that. When she's in therapy talking to the therapist and he's like telling that poem. That poem.
It's great.
I need to get into this.
JeJuan, you have to, after we end this and you get off work or whatever, you need to watch it because you're going to sit there, you're going to binge watch it first of all.
I'm going to binge watch it? Okay,
yes.
We love to see it.
Because when I watched it, I had no choice but to binge watch it up until that episode. And literally when the next episode posted, I was refreshing. That thing said premiere. I was like, okay. Like
screaming.
Wow. See, I live for a good YouTube series. Now, there's power in the YouTube series, y'all.
It is.
Let's talk about it. It's power in those YouTube series. It may be small.
Yeah.
And a lot of the short films too. I want people to look at short films and documentaries and things like that. The short films, these documentaries that are out there, they tell dynamic stories and they tell different stories, like from what we're used to seeing. Because there is another one, another documentary that I want people to watch. Black Is, Black Ain't. It's highlighting, basically dealing with being queer and being Black, because, for many of us, that wasn't something that was heavily accepted throughout our community. So it's saying that, there are different, Black people are different. They come in different forms, shapes, sizes, personalities, interests, and things like that. And I think it's always important for us to have that, because it's like, it's showing you that you don't have to be like this person. You don't have to be like that person. And you can piece together different personalities and traits that you like about people to create your own individual self. And
yes, I love that.
Yeah, it's out there.
Who you want to be, honey. Don't rely on anybody else to tell you anything that you see, watch, child. Do what you want to do and be who you want to be. The great whitewashed RuPaul said, how the hell you gonna love somebody else if you can't love yourself? Can I get
He's going to kick us off the air. He's going to kick us off.
Okay.
He's going to shut down.
He's going to act like he doesn't know us when we see him.
It's okay, because we're going to be at those award shows soon.
And we're oh, wow. Yeah. Excuse me goes to Berlin. Yeah.
Does Berlin want excuse me?
Oh.
Dude, we want Berlin. Because
wait a minute.
Will that throw us in jail?
Wait, Europe loves the gays. It's so many like American like touring artists, female Black touring artists, like the gay, like that R&B and pop and that techno music. They love that.
Did they fetishize it or did they love it?
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut my mouth because I don't know. I didn't know.
Whitney Houston. Anyways,
Whitney Houston.
JeJuan, do it. Do the roll call.
I can't do that. Spencer can do it. Alyssa, Julius. No, Spencer doesn't. No, listen, Spencer.
You listen
a great impression.
It's okay. We're gonna have to have Spencer on here one good day.
That's gonna be a key. That's gonna be a key.
They gonna hate it.
They gonna hate it. They gonna hate all of us. And
that episode, I want to say,
yeah.
Our friend group is very like chaotic. I was thinking about that.
In a good way.
In a good way, though. But I want to say that we are very chaotic, and we choose violence.
Yeah,
y'all choose violence.
Wait.
Look at that. When have I ever chose violence?
When do you encourage us not to?
Okay.
Let's start there.
When have I ever chosen violence?
When have you ever been against it? You're enabling an addict. Thank you.
Look, let's call a thing a thing.
Put your head in that hole.
Put your head in the hole.
JeJuan,
right in that
you're
hole.
a hot mess.
Anyways.
Wait. Does that sound like something you want? Because let me tell you.
You'll never get it.
You'll never get it.
Period.
Yeah.
It's one thing that the children never need to know about their mama. That their mama was a whore.
She is so problematic.
No, I love her. I love her.
I love her too. Shout out to Ayanla, y'all. Shout out to Ayanla.
Wow. I love her.
These black queens that we recite. Yeah.
Well,
speaking of Ayanla, let's get into Psyched Out.
Ooh,
I have a question for y'all.
We don't want it. Send it back.
Look, JeJuan, I have it right here. I brought it just for you.
And you know why? And you know why they don't want it? You know why they don't want it? Because they don't want to be vulnerable.
Oh, no, let's go there. Come on, I'm ready.
So I did some research on when Black Panther first came out, and you know how the whole talk about representation matters. Mm-hmm. So when we started talking about this topic, I wanted to also speak about, representation. And they said, like I said before on another episode, kids learn by the people around them, how to move, how to navigate what's safe, what isn't, by the adults and the people around them. And so one of those factors is often movies and television. And so they said with Black Panther, it being a Black director, a Black cast of all different shades, how that affected children and seeing themselves as a positive role model, because especially living in America, the idea of Black people often on the news and media or whatever is oftentimes negative. And I remember when Black Panther first came out, Asian people talking about them never seeing a Black person ever in real life. And the only thing that they saw where Black people were in it was Love and Hip Hop. And so their idea of Black people was completely different from how we see ourselves and how we act in normal day to day. And so talking, about Love, Simon and the whole difference between white gay rom-coms and Black gay rom-coms, how do you think seeing those rom-coms, especially Black rom-coms or Black gay rom-coms, if you would have seen the things that you've seen now at such a young age, how do you think that would have impacted you?
Baby, I would have been a freedom fighter. I would have been an activist. I would have been out here. White people deserve less. Abolish capitalism.
So what you are now?
Yeah. I would actually. Yeah, I would have been what I was now, but I'll probably be in jail. Yeah. That would have been like.
I don't doubt it.
That would have been like, this is a young Huey P. Newton. No. This is a Malcolm X. No,
that would have been Martin Luther King fighting for peace, because I would
have been James Baldwin. Reincarnated.
Oh, on another episode, let's talk about that type of movement. That movement back in the day. The straights don't like to bring it up, but let's talk about the impact.
The white gays don't like to bring it up.
Back in the day, the whites don't like to bring it up either. They don't like to tell us, and I don't like that. We're gonna get into
that was very much so. I want to say that was very much so erased from history, not really by it was partially by the Black cis heterosexual community, but also white LGBTQ people, because like you when you go back and learn, you're learning of these Black LGBTQ leaders that sat up there and called shots and really did the footwork. And then you're learning about these Black LGBTQ leaders that sat up there and called the shots and did the research and really had like all of these ideas and pushed them heavily. You know, James Baldwin, he was vocal about it, though he was not in the United States. I think this was after he moved to Europe. James Baldwin was vocal about it. You have Bayard Rustin. You have, who else am I forgetting?
Marsha P. Johnson.
Wasn't it Zora Neale Hurston? Was she?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
But all of these people like were vocal about civil rights, and it's like, dang, like y'all don't want to give us that credit because y'all know it erases that image of what y'all believe and feel
what
like.
Y'all
what y'all think our community is. Y'all don't want to give us that credit and say that we've done the work for y'all plenty of times. That's why I say Black trans women don't owe y'all shit. Black queer men don't owe y'all nothing.
Oh my God.
Our forefathers and foremothers have done that work. They have they put their lives on the line to not only fight for their freedom and their acceptance, but they fought for everybody else that was trying to oppress them at the same time. So it is not my job when I'm out here speaking on Black cis hetero death. That's not my job because, like I said, my forefathers and foremothers have done that. I'm doing it out of respect because I respect other Black individuals, even when they try to deny me that same right to exist and that same respect in return. We don't owe nobody nothing.
Shit!
Well,
on the next episode of Xcuse,
I know. Forget psyched out, child. Forget psyched out. We done.
We done, baby.
I'm high.
high, baby. Them ancestors is coming through you.
They was coming.
They was coming out of you, baby. They was channeling you.
That was Maya Angelou.
Shows you who they are. You believe.
Please. I'm really high. And I wasn't. The thing is, I haven't been hot this whole time. I'm sweating.
It's the way you need to make. It's the way that's gonna be a clip. That's the clip.
Yeah.
That was the ancestors. That was the ancestors.
Yeah. To bring them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would. Well, even in speaking in that and doing the activism, me personally, child, I don't want to talk about like my story, but growing up, I think not seeing those characters and not knowing any of that and trying to navigate it. We talked about this on Clubhouse of people telling you either A, you're straight, you're this, you're this, you're this, or people telling you you're gay, you're gay, you're gay. People are always telling you who you are before you even have the chance to fully understand who you are as a person and what you stand for. And so it rushes you to try and figure out. And I think that pushes that narrative of being down low and all of those things, because I think as people, we are trying to figure out who we are freely without having people's opinions on ourselves. And I think if people minded their business.
Thank you. Because I was going to say, people minded their goddamn business.
And stop talking about other people and gave them the room to figure it out, maybe you wouldn't have a down low husband that you're trying to get track of for your baby son.
Baby, this was a whole Clubhouse topic.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah.
So not only were we choosing violence today, but the ancestors.
Remember when Semaj just said he never chooses violence?
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't choose violence.
You did.
And it's okay. Can we let it be known it's okay?
Because, listen, and that's the thing. It is okay because you chose violence for a reasonable cause. You use it. Bullying works when education has failed.
Yes!
Please.
I think what's happening here on the Xcuse Me podcast is we're reaching some type of breakthrough, and I feel the spirit moving.
Okay,
so
y'all.
Come to the altar.
Okay, y'all. Look.
Come on.
Hold on.
Right now, today. Come on, somebody know the song, please.
Not somebody know the song. Look at that.
I'm not finna do this with you because the way the ancestors finna come through me again.
Come on.
And grab you.
Let them use it.
I'm finna start going off. Look, y'all want to talk about we're not our ancestors. You will never be us. You will never even be half of who we were.
Wow.
Watch them bricks.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy. People really do out here and say we're not like our ancestors. We're not, baby.
Our ancestors have
endured, got stomped, beaten, spit on, enslaved.
But that's the thing.
I could not go through that. I could not.
But
so you're right. Thing. I'm not them because I couldn't handle.
That's the thing. Like,
that's very problematic.
It's very problematic because number one, we don't know even half of all the things that they went through. I remember looking at Real Housewives and them going to a plantation and them finding out that they dug holes to bury, to lay pregnant women on their stomachs. They would put the stomach in the hole so that they could lay flat on the ground to whip them. They would do psychological and they would do tests on them. They would send
experiment with
them. Experiment, and they would send Black women and men to, I forgot what they called it, but it was basically learning plantations. And a lot of the learning plantations were in Jamaica, which is why they have a huge thing with homophobia. But anyway, they would send them to the learning plantations where they would rape the men in front of the entire plantation in order to break them down. I don't think people really understand.
Baby, that was feeding children to alligators, infants.
Yeah.
So I think the thing is, you don't know what you would do in that case. And I think people will speak about what they would and would not do.
I would be mentally broke down.
Right. I'm sorry, that's not funny.
It's not.
No, listen, and that's what I'm saying. I could, because for me to be here, that means they had to endure long enough to create another generation. They had to keep living. They had to keep experiencing that. I don't think I would have been that strong to even make it that far.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so to think that you would be able, miss, sitting up in your penthouse, grabbing the little Birkin bag that you could afford,
on Twitter,
on Twitter,
writing wrong think pieces because you had to restudy your dictionary,
talking about my ancestors. I'm not my ancestors. Y'all white folks got me confused. Da 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 da. You right. You not, baby, because your ancestors did not. Your ancestors did not run to a Twitter platform to openly
to free the slaves.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tay.
No, please, no.
You think Harriet? No, go ahead, Tay.
You think Harriet Tubman was walking around with a nice fucking shiny dress on and a crown on her head when she was taking slaves to freedom? That's really what they think. They think Harriet Tubman was dripped down in Versace with a Gucci crown on her head when she was sneaking through them backwoods to free them slaves and take them back over that line.
Like, that's the thing. Like, and then they would give babies a special, I don't know if it was a pepper or not, to make them fall asleep so that they wouldn't cry all the way. Can you imagine your baby being asleep for hours as you're carrying them through the entire country? Like, I really want people to understand that you don't know what you would do in a space until you've been in it.
We don't know anything. We don't know half the shit that.
Baby, half of us can't even endure the trauma that we deal with on
today
with our privileged lives as is. So what makes you think you finna endure all of that trauma?
Yeah.
No. And this is a little late, but I would like to pull a card because this man, and I'm choosing violence today.
Yeah.
I'm choosing violence
today. Let's go there.
This man got on Twitter and tweeted and said it nicely and said, if y'all want to split the bills, if y'all want to do this in your household, then you do that in your household, blah, blah, blah. It's all, whatever you and your partner decides. And some Black man got on there and quoted his tweet talking about this is split the bill energy and I don't like it. And
I think my thing is that whole entire debate is trash. If you have somebody that wants to pay for food, let that person pay for food. If you have somebody that wants to split a bill, split the bill. If you have somebody that's going to say, she pay for one, I pay for the other, that's great, whatever works for you. But for you to go out of your way because you feel touched spiritually by what somebody else chooses to do that is in no harm to you, you have a weak
Come on.
Weak.
Come on.
Weak superiority complex to where you feel like you have to do all of this because you need to maintain this dominance.
Yeah,
How you want somebody to... Nope, I can't do it. Nope.
And listen, these are the ones that's talking about, I want to break generational curses and I want to undo the problematic behavior of my parents and their parents and whatever the case may be. Y'all reinforcing the same problematic shit that's been passed down from generation to generation. Ignorance. That's what it is. It's all ignorant.
It's ignorance and it's stupid, and now you have to go restudy your dictionary.
Please. Oh, wait, and going back to the topic of LGBTQ, Black representation in films, I did listen to Tyler Lepley on Lip Service with Angela Yee, and Lip Service is a podcast. They talk about sex with celebrities. So he was talking about his sex life, right? And they asked him about characters playing a gay role, and so he said, "This is something that they don't teach you."
I don't want to see it.
No, he was fine.
Wait, Tay, how you gonna say that? And then I don't want to hear what you gotta say.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
I know what you meant. Anyways, he said that
I don't want to see a straight man playing a gay character. I'm tired of it.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Wow,
gay characters, listen, gay men.
Go ahead, Semaj. No, wait. Go ahead, Semaj. Go ahead.
Because it's the way y'all about to read. He was talking about how they don't speak to this in acting class or tell you this until you experience it. Whenever you get to auditions and acting and agents and all of that stuff, they ask you, what are roles that you are willing to play? Are you willing to play a murderer? Are you willing to play a gay character? Are you willing to play a rapist? Are you willing to play characters that you are not in real life because of the flack that you're going to get outside of this? And he said there are certain characters that I just don't feel comfortable playing and I wouldn't play. But he said if I were, he said he takes the advice from Will Smith because Will Smith, one of his first roles was a gay character.
Yeah.
And he said he was scared to play that character for what his friends would say and what people would say. And Ty said, if I was ever to play a rapist, a murderer, a gay character, whatever, I would make sure that I play it full out. And he said that's why he has the respect of JeJuan, because his dedication to the character, even though he was not that in real life. And I respect that. If you're going to play a character, that whole discussion of whether straight people can play gay characters is a whole nother topic. But my thing is, if you're going to play a character, then play it.
Do it.
If you're not going to do it, because I'm not saying the girls are not doing it, but the girls are not doing it. So if you're going to do it, make sure you do it.
And that's why it goes to what I wanted to say. I don't want to see it. This is why. This is just my stance.
Oh, I'm gonna devil's advocate.
It's so many roles out there for you to play. We rarely see gay men playing straight roles for the being that people feel like that we can't embody those perspectives. We can't embody those characters. No, JeJuan. No. They think that we cannot step foot into that space. When lots of us, even those of us who are very open, feminine presenting, whatever the case may be, we have once been in a position to where we had to water ourselves down, tone ourselves down, and abide by these heteronormative standards. We know how to do that. Y'all don't respect this. Y'all don't live this. Y'all don't have a true understanding. You don't eat, sleep, you don't understand
You've
never had to be in that position.
Our life. Y'all don't understand this life. Y'all don't
never been
understand what we go through.
ostracized for liking the opposite sex. You've never
and we
been
still are.
We still
are. We still have these. We're still fighting for those same rights and the rights to exist. Our sexuality is still in they're still trying to combat that in legislation and whatever the case may be. These are actively things that we're fighting against and fighting for still. So I don't think it's in anybody's space. If you truly respect LGBTQ people, move out the way and let somebody who relates to that lifestyle play that character. That's what respect takes you. If you respect somebody and you appreciate that story and you want that story to be done justice, even if you know as an actor you could very much go in there and slay that role, if you respect and have an appreciation for that story, let somebody who can relate to that perspective play it.
And that's why Zoe Saldana hates
because even listen,
Next.
even when Will Smith did play that
She
character,
apologized to her.
when Will Smith did play that character, it was a lot in the script that got cut out because Will Smith was not comfortable with it. After he got that script, he knew about it. After you accepted this role, after you read through it, you've been practicing, you get there and you're like, I'm not doing this. That's taken away from that writer who sat there and wrote that story. You're taking away from that story.
Right.
Because this is not what I envisioned. So this is why I'm saying, like, there are so many people, dear white people. You have what's his name, the gay character.
Well, we did talk about that.
Teron Horton, like, respect him. He does great. It's okay. They wanted eye candy, whatever the case may be. Y'all failed 2 times. Y'all had the movie recast it and then chose another straight black male to play this gay character. But then you gave a gay character a straight role that was minimized down to having 2 lines every 5 episodes. That's not okay to me. I don't want to see that. Because you're saying, oh, well, we do have a gay character playing a straight man. He had 2 lines in what, 3 seasons?
I can't back it up for you because I stopped watching after season 3. I didn't even finish season 3. I can't tell you.
And it's problematic. The gay character is the whole entire existence is problematic. It's very much so, I want to be accepted by these white people. But at the same time, I'm very much so attracted to my straight roommate and all this other stuff. But my whole thing is, this when we go into when we having these topics. Sometimes I know people have differentiating views about this. Sometimes having an LGBTQ character is not needed. They just throw it in there to use that as a selling point, a marketing point to getting these viewers. Just like the same time how they throw in this token black character. That token black character is always not needed because then you root that character in problematic tropes, all these stereotypes towards black people.
Say their names. Say their names.
Keep it on the playground.
And you could tell
we're talking about queer baiting.
Exactly. And you could tell that nobody black touched this black character. Nobody black got a voice to say that black people don't talk like this. A black person wouldn't do this.
Can we talk about it? That clip of that Bring It On, that was on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah.
Because Gabrielle was talking about that. Okay, so basically this was, I think, Bring It On 4. I've seen
it was very like.
Yeah,
the white girl, that black girl and that white girl, the 2 white girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but that's the thing. Gabrielle Union even said it when they brought her the script for Bring It On 1. She and the rest of the girls had to come to the station and say, we're not saying this.
But my whole thing is people were saying that. The writers are black people. These were black people writing this and saying this was okay.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. For the time, I'm not saying that.
No, but listen, I understand that because in the time, I know what you about to say. In that time, it wasn't that problematic, but at the same time,
well, that and because like they were probably afraid to when they give people the script, they'd be like, "This is not funny. This is not something."
But this is the thing, say. like Semaj just said, Gabrielle Union had just called this out, and y'all, every movie,
you had to take a stand. Yeah,
every movie that keep regurgitating these racial stereotypes, whether it was. And the one with the Hispanic girl where they were trying to misrepresent the Latino community or whatever the case may be, misrepresenting black women, and then trying to force AAVE onto white characters and things of that nature. Bring It On was just completely just, yeah. It was great. Listen, it's great to watch for a kid, but sometimes like, as a kid, before you knew any of this stuff, but now you're watching and you just like,
this is trash.
Yeah, because it takes no talent to write those scripts.
Well,
it takes no talent to go in there and throw in tons of stereotypes to create these characters. That's not talent. You just getting on Google and throwing in a bunch of crap.
Did you hear that? The entertainment industry, it's trash. We're resending the invitation. Thank you.
Wow.
This is really. Was this our therapy? This
No.
felt like therapy. No. Okay.
No.
That moment I had. Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, for me, how about that? For me, it felt like therapy.
Yeah.
I feel like I said a lot that I wanted to say regarding these topics.
Yeah. This episode was really for the faggots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Please.
The brand.
The brand is branding.
Oh my God. I ask
Sky
myself
Daddy.
every week,
Daddy, please.
who gave us the show?
Sky Daddy,
Yeah.
please.
God gonna come down. God gonna come down with the ancestors. Ancestors trying to hold him back, and he gonna come down.
Hold them back, please. Hey. We spoke on them, honey. He spoke through.
He spoke through me.
Indeed.
He wouldn't have allowed that to happen. He know who I am. I be telling y'all, and that's the thing. You can never tell me I don't have a relationship with that one up there. Because I am blessed and highly favored, and I'm always protected. My intuition has never steered me into harm's way.
Come on.
But some of y'all out here that call yourself one, these spiritual leaders and religious leaders, y'all can't say the same.
Ooh. Okay.
Past the holy whore, that's who y'all go to for y'all spiritual.
You did not have to do that.
Awakening.
You did not have to do that.
Let me just go ahead and say this.
This is gonna be an hour and a half episode because the way.
Let me just say this. I'm closing it out. Let me say this.
Go ahead, close this out.
If y'all truly want peace and want to know peace, and y'all truly want pure energy flowing through your body, you cannot be going to tainted individuals that spreading hate and being judgmental.
You know what that is? What that is?
Ignorance.
Discernment.
Yeah.
It's who?
Discernment.
It is. Because y'all are going to these whether it's a spiritual advisor, a pastor, whatever the case may be, whatever you believe in, whatever you follow, you cannot let tainted people get to your soul, because I'm telling you that one up there, that ain't what he telling them. That is not what he telling them folks.
Say that again. He's not telling you this.
He is not sending y'all messages of hate and device. He is not being divisive with y'all. Y'all go to these people every day. And like I said,
he will be on Judgment Day.
He listen.
Look at JeJuan.
He gonna be there. He gonna be there for them. He not gonna come for me. Blessed and highly favored.
and that's on their soul, honey. It ain't on mine.
It ain't on mine. I ain't got to deal with it. So people be out here talking about you stressed and pressed. No, I'm not. I could very much so give my peace and remove myself and keep it moving.
Wow. This has been great.
Yeah. Close this
but
out.
Y'all can follow me. Y'all can follow me on Twitter or find me on Twitter at TDJare. All of this is going to be in the description or probably popping up on the screen, and on Instagram at TDJare.
Very much.
Okay. It's at Completely Semaj, at Completely SEMAJ on all the platforms. Wow. And if you want to write in, let us know your secrets, your faves, your things. You can DM us on Twitter at xcusemepod. That's XCUSEMEPOD. Or you can email it to us if you want a fake name. Put your fake name. We'll call you something else. xcusemepod@gmail.com. That's XCUSEMEPOD@gmail.com. Because we about to start a Q&A. And the way it's about to get spicy. Yeah.
And I would love to see it. And you can find me on Instagram at JeJuan, JeJuan, and 2 other N's. And you can find me on Twitter at JeJuan98. And hit us up on the Excuse Me Twitter page, y'all. We love to see it. Y'all look so beautiful. Can we get into the beauty? It's giving very much moisturized, very much.
Well, Semaj. No, because when you had them curls all up in the camera, it was giving us moisturized and healthy. The skin is giving us smooth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On this platform, wow.
It's lovely to be dark and lovely on here.
I love this.
Yeah.
Dark and lovely. Oh my God.
Listen, we need to start doing brand promotions. We need to start
Oh my
wearing
God.
shirts. If y'all got some shirts or something, some jewelry that y'all want us to wear, just
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring brand ambassador. Absolutely.
email us. Email
Email
us.
us. Hit us up. DM. We're here, baby. We're here.
Preferably black though. We stay in black business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially black gay business.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
What
small
did Megan
business
say?
too. We
Support
not
black
business.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. All right. This is the Excuse Me podcast. And this is for the faggots. We'll be signing out. Bye, y'all.
Oh, y'all thought this was over? Nah, baby. Y'all gotta like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know where y'all thought y'all was going. Thank you.
Them queens to the rescue. Fuck all the haters and men too. They know we rise like the temp to. The devil work hard and he'll tempt you. But baby, you got this. Flashy on all of your parties.